All right, so we are now going to start the trig part of this class. Now, with it, we're going to deal with the small things first off, but then we're going to go into like the sine, the cosine, and the tangent, all that great stuff, cosecant, all that great stuff. So this time, we're going to talk about the angles and the degree measures. And before this already, you should have already done all the vocabulary that's for this section. And so all the things that we're going to go through is the vocabulary that you already did. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that part. So starting off with this, we're going to go ahead and move on to this next part. And we're going to start off with these. So I'm going to throw in some vocabulary terms here and label some of these parts here so you can be able to see like what is what here. Ooh, there we go. So we know the point here where the two angles or two rays come together are vertices, or vertex. Now, wherever the angle starts, that side is considered your initial side, where you begin. Initial means begin. So here's our initial side. And all of the ones that we're going to deal with, the initial side is going to be on this side somehow, where they're going to be on the x-axis or somewhere like that sort. Now the other part is this side over here, and this will be our terminal side. So everybody knows what terminal means, like terminal cancer or terminal, like just like terminal, something's bad, like the end of it or something of that sort. So like it's just really like the inside, the end of it. So we're going to go from the initial side to the terminal side. And so here, that's what we're looking at when it comes to our angles and our pieces. And here we're going to call this angle A, or alpha. And that's an A right there. It's not like a weird looking shape. It's actually an A. So let me draw that better here. So it looks like that, like an A. So that's alpha. That's your angle. Okay. And so each one of these angles are going to be formed by an initial side and a terminal side. So with this, we're going to take a look at just some of these here, and I'm going to just draw a couple of here and erase it and everything, but this way you can get an idea of what's going on. So we know 9 times out of 10, and really what we're going to do in this class, we're always starting right here on the x-axis. This will be our initial side. Now, again, you should have already dealt with positive and negative angles because you wrote that down with your vocabulary. So here, we know if we're going from this direction and going counterclockwise, so going that direction that way, that is our positive angles. So positive angles, counterclockwise. And everybody knows about counter and clockwise, because we know if we look at a clock and we actually look at how it goes around, like the analog clock that has all the numbers 12 at the very top and then 6 at the bottom, and then going around that clock there, we know that like if 12 is up here, 6 is down here. If we went clockwise, that means we're going this direction around. But if we're going counterclockwise, going opposite, that means we're going to the opposite direction, which is to the positive angles. Now, if it was going actually going clockwise, starting again, this is our initial side here. We go clockwise around this way. That's our negative angles. Let's move you up some. Negative angle. And this is our clockwise. And if you think about that, why is that positive is going to be counterclockwise and negative can be clockwise? Why would that be? Why would you think? Well, okay, I think some of you guys probably have an idea about that. But if we look at it really quickly, because everybody, again, should know this part. This shouldn't be brand new for anybody. I hope. We know this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And for each one of these, we should know, again, which numbers are positive, which ones are negative. So we know all of these are positive. So positive for x and y. Here, this would be negative positive for x and y. This is negative negative. So all of our numbers here are all negative. So on the negative for x-axis and negative for y-axis. And then here, we know it's going to be positive, negative. And so if we go clockwise here, that's dealing with our negative part. And there's some positives there too, but negative is what you see the most there. But if you go counterclockwise this way, you see there's positives here. There's more positives going this direction than there is negatives. So you see, well, kind of much the same, but you see more positives first. And so here with that, if you go counterclockwise, it's positive. If you go clockwise, it's negative. So that's the part we're looking at. And again, we should already know our angles here. We should know this is 0. We know this is 90. We should know this is 180 because it's a straight angle. And it should be 270 down here. Because we already know a 90-degree angle gives us a box right there for here to here. You know, straight angle is this part here. And this 270 is this part here, going this way. All right, so that's the parts that we need to understand and see. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually like the degrees and all that great information. And we're going to talk about that on the next video.